Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie, and if you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click that button down below and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So today's video, as you can tell by the title, obviously you clicked on it for that specific reason. This is on the Morphe and JACLYN Hill collab. This is the volume 2 palette for her. Oh my god, I was like, what? I was so shocked to hear it. And when it came out, I picked it up and here I am. So if you guys want to see and know what shadows I went in with for this crazy bold look here that I'm totally obsessed with, like I think it's super cool, definitely like kind of like an 80s vibe, right? Like really bright and pretty. Honestly, I really love it. Keep on watching. If you guys want to hear my thoughts on this palette, also keep on watching. And yeah, so we're just gonna jump right in. All right, you guys, so we're just gonna jump right into today's video. As you can tell by the title, I ended up picking up the JACLYN Hill Volume 2 palette. Super excited when I heard it was coming out because I love the original and it was just so good that I was like, I'm definitely getting the second one, and hopefully it's just as good as the first. So I was at the mall that same day that it was released in store and online, and I was like, you know what, let me stop by Morphe, pick up the palette. I had a couple of errands to do, so I made my little way over there and picked it up. The store was actually pretty empty. I went there like around 12:30, so I don't know, but it was kind of strange. It was pretty empty, but there weren't that many palettes left on the shelf, but I'm pretty sure that they had a couple more in the back. And yeah, so when I made my purchase, I was actually really surprised that it came with a free makeup bag. I was like, oh shoot, I don't know if it was just for the first day or if it's like, you know, until they don't have any more left. Maybe they're just giving whatever they have away. But I thought that was really nice, and it was free. So we all love something free, so thank you. So now for the palette, you guys. I absolutely love it. It's very similar to the first one, but a couple of little different details. Definitely the font for sure. And it says palette JACLYN Hill palette volume 2, and then Morphe on the bottom right. And what I love about this palette, you guys, is the little detail here on the palette right here. I just think it's so pretty if you were to put this on your shelf and all you see is this right here. I mean, I think every palette should have that. I think it's like the beautiful detail to a palette, especially if you have like so many and you're just like standing them side by side. It would just look aesthetically pleasing. So I mean, I definitely love it. Love the white and silver, and I love the fact that she has now a glossy palette packaging, you know? All right, so for the palette, you guys, we're gonna open her up. I'm so excited to get into this. So pretty. She has a little thing, a little note here for us. It says, to all my loving subscribers who have supported me all these years, this one is for you, XO JACLYN Hill. So this is her. This is the palette. Super beautiful. I don't know. When I saw it online, I was like, wow, those are really bright, and I'm really shocked, but I actually see a lot of colors, a lot of shades in this palette that I can really use every single day. So really, like, these shades here are really like your neutrals, and then these two right here, and then you have some pops of color, which I feel like is really good, you know, in a palette. There's no blue in here, but I mean, this is definitely something that she specifically were to use herself. So she obviously doesn't wear blue like that, you know, like a deep dark blue or a navy blue or anything like that. So having these purples and these other bright colors like the pinks and the reds, I mean, and the corals and the oranges, I mean, those are the colors that she would normally use, and I respect it. So she's not just giving us, you know, colors that she's not gonna use, you know, so I respect that. But we're gonna get into this, you guys. I'm not even gonna swatch, you know me, I'm just gonna hop to it, you know. So we're gonna get into it. I just want to get my brushes here ready to go. The first brush, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M441. And oh, you guys, I also love the fact that she has the names underneath every single shadow, which is so much easier than having it on this plastic crappy thing. The protector, yes, it's important, definitely, for sure. You know, when we get the product and we want to make sure that everything's protected, that's fine. But have that after that, like once I open it, it's disposed of. Like I don't use it. But yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go in and hop into this. So I think I'm gonna go into Perfectionist first. So I'm gonna go in with this shade here. I already primed my eyelids with some concealer, and I already set it with some setting powder. So here we go. Alright, so this is like a peachy tone, which I'm not mad at. This is nice. I love peachy tones and like corals, especially now that, like, you know, spring and summer is coming, and it's nice to have that. It's a really nice transition as well. I don't know what kind of look I'm going to be doing today, but I definitely want to see how these shadows perform. So far so good. This shadow is definitely something you need to build up, but you know, it's a nice transition shade for sure. And you know, we always need those in a palette, so I'm satisfied with this shade right now. Alright, so since this is more on the corally side, I feel like I want to go in with a little bit of this Feelin' Myself, which is this like orangey shade here. That's what it's called, Feelin' Myself. So I'm going to go in with that, and let's see how pigmented this is. It kind of reminds me of like a Cheeto. Look at that. Alright, so I'm grabbing a MAC 217, and I'm just going to apply that right here on the outer V and into the crease. And also bringing it into the inner corner, just blending it back and forth. This is pretty. I don't hate it. I mean, it's definitely not something I would normally like use, but it's a fun color for sure. Look at that. It's pretty. It's gonna be pretty for like the summertime. Look at that. Or spring. Look at that. That's really pretty. I feel like I want to go in with like a pink or something. It's gonna be like pretty tropical, I feel like, of a look today. Let's see how this turns out. It's pigmented for sure. Do you see that? It's definitely super pigmented, and so far these shadows blend out really nicely. Alright, so far I'm pretty impressed. I do like both the shadows that I went in with so far. And now I don't know what I want to do right now, to be honest. I feel like I want to go in with a gold, or I don't know what I should do. I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of maybe this one. No, I'm going to go in with Hard On. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here. And let's see what we're going to do here. So I'm going to grab the, what is this, Morphe M506. And going with the shade Hard On, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to apply that right on top of, what is it, Feelin' Myself? Yeah. And we're just going to blend those colors together. And look at that. I actually really like the way it's looking. It's not patchy, even for this being like a really intense color. I mean, I think you definitely would have to build this up for sure, but so far with everything together, looks pretty nice. Alright, so I'm also going to be going back in with the Morphe M441. I'm just going to be blending and softening up the edges just like that. There you go. Not bad, not bad. I like it. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of maybe yellow. Maybe we'll do yellow. I don't know. I don't know. What do I do? All right, so I am gonna go in with Tipsy Girl. I think I'm gonna apply this on the lid. So I'm going to go in with the Morphe and JACLYN Hill JH41 brush, and we're gonna go in with Tipsy Girl. So let's see how this works out. It's super, super bright. Let's see how this works out. Oh, wow. She is pigmented. Oh, this is a hot pink for sure. I didn't even use like any concealer, anything to lay down first. Like everything was super dry. Didn't wet the brush or anything. Wow. It's not patchy either. I'm just packing it on just like that to get the best pigment. Oh, wow. That is pretty. This is a hot pink. There's definitely some fallout, but look how super pigmented this baby is. Like, what? And it's beautiful. I'm honestly totally obsessed with this color. It's just really, really pretty. It's a beautiful hot pink. I am going to be going in with a little bit more of Feeling Myself. So I'm going to go back in with that shade and the MAC 217. Grabbing that and going back in with that shade right here. This is definitely looking more tropical. I'm sure you guys probably would want to have seen something more of a neutral look, but I mean, why not have some fun and test out this palette, you know? But the blendability and the pigmentation on these shadows, you guys, not bad, not bad. Not bad, not bad at all. Actually, really, really like it. I'm really enjoying it. Going back in with that Morphe M441 with no additional product and just blending out the edges again. I like to do that every so often as I'm going, just to see how everything looks. I'm gonna go back in with that little bit of hot pink. Just go over. Oh my god. This is honestly so freaking pretty. Like, I really, really like this. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I feel like I want to go in with a little bit of like a shimmer. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this purple and maybe go, ooh, that is pretty. Look how pretty this shade is. Oh my god. All right, so with this shade called A Moment, I'm going to grab my index finger and I'm just going to go and apply that right over that hot pink shadow, just like that, and see if it gives me like an actual moment. It's pretty, but I don't know about it being such a moment. Maybe it's just on top of the shadow. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it is pretty. Oh, actually, it looks really nice. I spoke too soon, I'm sorry. Now that I'm building it up, I'm just applying it with my finger. That looks freaking pretty. Let's see, maybe if I apply it with a brush. Let's see. Let's see what happens if I apply this with a brush. So I'm going to grab a different flat shader brush. I'm going to grab this one. This is an E shading E55 from Sigma. That's not doing it any justice. I feel like I need something else. I'm going to grab a different flat shader brush. I'm going to grab this one. This is an E shading E55 from Sigma. That's not doing it any justice. I feel like I need something else. 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 I feel like All right, so that failed. All right, I'm gonna go in with my finger. I feel like my finger is going to do way better with the application, which it does. Oh yeah, 100% better. There you go. Oh, actually, it's really pretty. This is actually really, really, really pretty. I'm not kidding. It's really pretty. Look at that. So I'm going to be grabbing the MAC 217 and just going back in and blending it in the crease just to make sure everything looks good. And I actually really, really like the way this looks. I don't know where I would wear this, but I don't know. But it's different for sure. And I really like the way, you know, the color combinations, you know. So I'm loving it. Now I'm just going to apply some lashes off camera. I am going to finish off the rest of my makeup as well, and then I'll be back to talk about the eyeshadow palette. Alright you guys, so I'm back. As you can see, I finished off the rest of my makeup, you know, my eyes, my face, everything. I have lashes. We are completely done. Girl is ready to talk about this palette. So starting off with the shadows that I went in with. I went in with Perfectionist, which is this really beautiful, pretty transition peachy shade here. This one is Feeling Myself. It's a nice orange, kind of neon, Cheeto-like color. I also went in with Hard On, which is a really pretty pink. It's not patchy. It's definitely something you might want to build up, but you know, I definitely saw the pigmentation in it when I applied it in the, you know, in the crease and in the outer V. It looked really nice. I love the way the shadows just applied really nicely over on top of each other. I also went in with Tipsy Girl, which is on the lid, and on top of that I applied A Moment. And you guys, this shadow is gorgeous. Like, it's definitely, at first I was like, okay, where's my moment? But it really is a moment. It's actually really, really pretty. I did go in with a couple different brushes just to apply that shade. So I went in with a shader brush, and I went in with a two different shader brushes, but they didn't apply the way I wanted it to. So definitely with that shade A Moment, I recommend the finger, and it applied beautifully. It's just really buttery, really nice, and it's just, it's definitely a moment, you guys. That's all I could say. It's so pretty. I was really surprised on the shade Tipsy Girl, which is this beautiful hot pink here. I honestly thought at first it was gonna be patchy, but pack on the color, you'll get the best pigmentation that way, and I really do like it. It was a beautiful hot pink. I didn't apply concealer as a base. I didn't wet the brush. It just, the pigmentation was there, you guys, and it wasn't patchy. I was totally impressed by that. All right, and that orange, Feeling Myself, like that color, the Cheeto color, what? I was so for it. I'm not big on orange, but I love corals, but that orange right there was just, it's beautiful. Like, I can see myself reaching for that color more often than I would have imagined. I really do like it. So yeah, this is the look that I came up with. I didn't know what I was going to create with this palette at first. I didn't want to do something like my everyday. I feel like I wanted to really try the bright colors in here, the pops of color, because we definitely seen these shadows here. It's something that I feel like I'm not going to be disappointed with, but it's these colors here, these three rows right here, majority the bottom right here, the purples and the pinks, and then the corals and the oranges. I definitely wanted to try those. I wish I would have went in with some yellow to test that out to see how well pigmented that would be, but I didn't. But don't worry, there's more looks to come with this palette. But I'm really happy that I went in with those bright pops of color, because you guys, I had no issues with it. I think it is beautiful. The pigmentation, the blendability, everything is there. And I mean, I don't know. I would definitely recommend this palette for what I use so far. But again, I will be creating more looks, so stay tuned. If you guys are curious to see for the other shadows in this palette, don't you worry, I got you. I'm also interested myself, of course, because I purchased this palette myself, so I'm hoping that I'm getting my money's worth. And honestly, just by trying these out, I feel like I am. So, because you know, those colors are not easy, you know, and I know that she has like a formula that's just that she created. So far the formula, I mean, JACLYN, it's amazing. Congrats again. Well, I don't think I said congrats the first time, but congrats on the second palette that you created with Morphe. I think it is so far so good. I really, really enjoyed it. And I mean, that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick and easy video review, first impressions. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.